Using the date and time in Python tutorial part 3, reading a save date time in from a file. So let's say here you've got a file, I've called it save time, and we've got some kind of timestamp here that we've saved to the file, but we now want to read it back into our program and convert it back to a date time so that we can print it out in a pretty format on the screen, or do something else with it, which we're going to look at in a bit. So how do we do that? Well, first thing we need to do is we need to open that file and read it into a string. So f equals open saved time.txt, and we'll read it in using the R. There you go, and we'll save it as a D. There you go. So there you go. f.readline. There we go. So what we've done is we've opened the file, read a line, and that top line, which is the only line, is going to be the date, and there is our date now saved under our variable named D. So now what we need to do is we need to convert it from a string into a datetime object. So what we do is we import datetime, which is the module we need, and we will call this datetime. So dt equals datetime.datetime dot, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to strip from the string and we're going to change it into a datetime object. And where we do that is we use this strip time. There we go. And what we do is, first of all, we say, okay, that's the name of the thing that we're going to be converting. And then second of all, we put the template together about what it's going to look like, what it actually looks like. So we need to tell the computer, okay, this is the way that our date looks before we convert it. So what we look like? Well, we've got the percent sign, we've got a year, a full year, so capital Y, followed by the dash, followed by the date. There we go. The day of the month. So, oh no, that's the month, isn't it? Yes, that's the month. So that will be $M and another dash. There we go. And $D, which is the day. There we go. Good. Once we've done that, what we need to do, make sure those two are lowercase, and then we need to do the hours and the minutes. So this is going to be the percent %H, and then a colon, and then the percent %M. There we go. And what that should do now is, there we go, it's converted it to a datetime object, and it's got all the right data. So it's 2018, 30th, excellent, okay. Brilliant, there we go. So that's all done, that's all sorted, which is brilliant. And now what we can do is we can treat it just like we did in the previous tutorials. We can do whatever we want with it. So let's say we want to print it out in a different format, string f time. We can do the same as before, but this time we just specify a different thing. So if you just want to say, you know, what year it was, what year it's been saved, then you can just do the percent time Y. There you go, and it will just return whatever you want. It doesn't just return the data that's been stored. So just like in the previous things, you can find out the month, its full name of its month, the full name of the day of the week if you want to. You can do all sorts of stuff. If you want to know how to do that, just watch the previous parts of the tutorial. But that's it. That's all you need to do. Okay, that's part 3, and I'll see you in part 4.